Bloons Tower Defense has no shortage of ways for you to buff your towers, increasing the attack speed, the damage, the range, the ability to see camo, and more. And most of these buffs are so well known, you're probably already thinking about them. But there are some buffs that we don't know too much about. There's actually some secret buffs in Bloons Tower Defense that only show up in some really weird and strange occasions. So today we're going to be taking a look at those, and we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 secret buffs in Bloons Tower Defense 6. I'd like to note that these aren't in any particular order because it'd be pretty hard to rank them, but comment down below which is your favorite secret buff. First up, we've got the Engineer's Overclock. Now, of course, you might be saying, Tewtiy, what are you talking about? We all know the Overclock. This isn't a secret buff. Nah, you're right. But did you know that the buff actually changes depending on what tower you use it on? So let's get in Engineer down. Okay, we're going to get Overclock, and then we're going to go down and get Overclock, right? So we're going to start off, we're going to get a base Druid, and then we're going to get another Druid, and we're going to level it up to a T5, all right? So we have an Avatar of Wrath, and then we have just a normal 0/0/0 Druid. So what we're going to do is we're going to put both buffs on them at the same time. Ready? Boom, boom. So the buffs have both been applied to them at the exact same time, okay? And you're going to notice that the Avatar of Wrath is going to actually lose the buff a lot sooner than the Druid. So, and boom, look, the Druid, this one's lost it, but this one still has the buff. Look at how much longer he has the buff on. He still has the buff. Look at that. See? And then so basically, you're able to have it up full time. He still has the buff on. Look at this. The buff is still active on him. Isn't that absolutely crazy? So if you're using Overclock and you actually put it on lower tier towers, it lasts for way, way longer. Pretty cool, right? Next up is Patfusty. Now, Patfusty gives his own buffs, but we all know about his Rallying Roar, which allows nearby towers to pop one extra layer. That's no surprise. But one thing that's really interesting about Patfusty is you have the ability to place him on land or in water. Normally, this doesn't make any difference, except when you place Patfusty in the water, you're actually able to buff him with water-based towers. For example, if you use Admiral Brickle with a friend in co-op, you actually can buff Patfusty if he's in the water. And for example, if you get a Monkey Buccaneer and you go to the T5 upgrade, which increases attack speed of water-based monkeys and monkey aces, and you max this out, you can actually see that Patfusty gets a water-based buff. Pretty cool, right? Speaking of unique hero buffs, by the way, on the new map, Ancient Portal, if you place heroes on a specific location, you can actually get unique buffs for the hero. So it doesn't actually work for any tower. It has to be a hero, and it's these 4 rune spots where you can place a hero to get bonuses. For example, here is like camo and MIB. Here you get some long range and bonus pops. Here is actually some unique XP bonuses for heroes where you can place them in the water. And then you have one down here, which gives you some attack speed. So both of them provide 2 buffs each, which is really, really cool. And our boy Patfusty is the only one who can take advantage of all 4. Now, this isn't particularly a buff, but maybe it is. I still wanted to include it in this video, is on the expert map Glacier Trail, every 10 rounds, your towers will freeze, except for all ice monkeys. Ice monkeys are the only tower in the game that are immune to being frozen, which makes them really, really good on this particular map. And while it's not a direct buff that you can see, I think it's still cool enough to be able to call it a buff because, well, I don't know, it seems like a buff to me, the ability to not be frozen. Next up is the Prince of Darkness. Now, it does say it in the thing that it enhances all other necromancers, but I don't think many people realize how good it is and take advantage of this because you can actually pair Prince of Darkness with Azili because Azili has something that is specifically for necromancers. If you go down to our level 11, increases attack terrain and increases pierce of reanimated balloons by 50%, which is an absolutely crazy upgrade if you ask me. And in the newest update of Bloons Tower Defense, they increased the buff that Prince of Darkness gives to other necromancers from 1 bonus damage to 3 bonus damage, making necromancers that are helping out the Prince of Darkness an absolute threat to humanity. Look at him deal with 999 fortified ceramic balloons. These guys are going crazy. 999 fortified ceramics. And then let's send 1,000. So we're going to double up on it. Is that enough? Oh, we might get overwhelmed. Nah, they're still hanging in there. They're still hanging in there. Wait, let's send even more. I just sent so many. There's no way they can handle it. They're handling it. Holy cow, look at how many pops they're getting. Next up is probably the most secret and weirdest buffs in the entire game. And I don't even know why this is in the game, why Ninja Kiwi thought this was a thing that they should add in, but they still did. Now, if you've ever played on the map 1-2 Tree, you'll know that there is tons of unique and special buffs that are in the game that you can get for every single category of primary, military, magic, and support. The way the game plays is as the rounds progress, as you can see, like if we just go to round 40, then you get less and less trees as they kind of magically poof into dust. And then it allows you to put down, you know, magic towers that give you unique and pretty awesome bonuses. You can put them down for primary, you can put down support, but that's not all on this map. There's actually another secret buff. So it actually works in these trees up here. And if you put a tower up, it gives you a unique buff to only this map. This is the only map, and it can only work when you place them right here. And it works when you put them over here too. Why? It gives them a range boost. Why is this a thing? Ninja Kiwi, what is this buff? This is the only place in the game you can actually find this buff, is playing on this map. And this is not modded. You can do this in a vanilla game. You can go and check it out. And it applies to all towers in the game. So I don't know why that's here or why would you use it, but it's actually one of, if not like the most weird, secret, and strange buffs in the game. Hit that like button, it helps out tremendously, as well as using creator code Tewtiy in the BTD6 shop to help support the channel at no extra cost to yourself. Now, if you're a fan of the Ninja Monkey, you might already know about this buff, but the Grand Saboteur doesn't just slow down Moabs and make them take increased damage when they spawn, but it actually gives 2 bonus damage and more attack speed to all Shinobis on the map. Now, they do have to have the Shinobi Tactics upgrade at the very least to get this buff, but it allows them to do tremendous damage. Look at this. All right, we're going to spawn in as OMG here, and we're going to go crazy on them, okay? So normally, as you can see, each one only does 1 damage every time they attack, but when you use the buff, it allows them to do 2 bonus damage and allows them to go absolutely crazy on towers. Look at that! Look at that! They just ate that Moab! That's crazy! So working together, they do quite a lot of damage. Now, this isn't the most secret buff in the game, but it's so insane and nobody uses it, I felt like I just had to share it with everybody. Gwindel gives a 20% increase to range and attack speed for 3 fire-based towers, which is Breath of Fire, Inferno Ring, and Signal Flare for the Mortar Monkey. Having a Wizard Lord Phoenix with 20% more attack speed and range is absolutely terrifying. These towers are absolutely menacing, and with having such a crazy buff, it makes them nearly unstoppable, it feels like. And now for probably one of the most annoying buffs in the game is on the map, Polyphemus, Perfuminabilis, you guys know what I'm talking about. This map, well, in the middle, you have access to this really cool eye that allows you to place down a tower. So you have discounts, camo detection, and bonus attack speed, which that's just amazing. That's probably too good to be true, right? Yep. It is because it is. Because after a few rounds, the eye will close on you, and then you have to pay to open it up. The first time is free, but gets more and more expensive as the eye closes, making you dish out more and more money for your respective beautiful towers that the eye is closed up and not allowed you to use. So it's basically taking your towers hostage and demanding money. So I'm not a huge fan of this buff, but it's in the game. Now, this next secret buff is actually so cool. I made an entire video dedicated to it, which you might have already seen, which is about Navarch of the Seas. Now, normally with Trade Empire, it allows you to have up to 20 merchantmen to allow you to make a ton of money. But if you get the Paragon, it increases that limit up to 40, allowing you to make insane money with Navark of the Seas. Pair this with 10 central markets and you will be making some crazy money every round. And there you have it, guys. 10 secret buffs that you might not have seen in Bloons Tower Defense. How many of them did you know about? How many did you not know about? Are you going to go try any of them? And which of them are your favorites? Comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.